Hi, and welcome to One Way Football's one-on-one fan talk. Got a very special guest with me today, Neil, all the way from One Way Fighting. I feel like I've only just seen you like 5 minutes ago, mate.
Yeah, feel familiar, mate.
We're going to be talking about big game coming up on this Friday, probably for both of us as well, because I don't actually
More for
know. Well,
Arsenal.
yeah, because I think Arsenal are ninth still, aren't they? They're ninth, aren't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
use 6 points, I think. We're 49, and we've got a game in hand on you as well.
Oh God, this just seems to be my life at the moment. Also, I just want to brush through your feelings as well about this whole Super League stuff.
Fucking awful. Just, I can't believe it. Like that they tried to do it. They're sneaky and underhand. I actually have to give him credit. Gary Neville did the best sort of breakdown of exactly what they were doing and how it'd feed back through to grassroots and stuff like that. And they keep going on about this pyramid, which I've never thought of the Premier League as a pyramid sort of structure, but it is, I suppose. And
Yeah,
I just
yeah,
feel like it, it's very Americanized what they're trying to do, and it is all the Yanks sort of on our end of it, isn't it? And
yeah,
when they've brought all the breakdown of everybody's debt that they've got at the clubs,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know, they say they're the big clubs, but they're all in debt, man.
yeah,
If they want to get out of that debt, turn some of your club into shares, sell some shares in the club and make some money. Some people will come in and buy big clubs, especially big shares in it.
yeah,
Don't
yeah,
go just ruining football. Like,
yeah. It's
disappointing.
and it really makes you think that it's a business at the end of the day, and it shouldn't be like that. We shouldn't treat this sport as like a business. It's not for them to make money. I mean, yeah. In all fairness, go make money. Do you know what I mean? Because that's your business, but it isn't all of our business. We're just there to enjoy what we love the most, and that's football.
Well, the other thing is, you've got what was it 12 of them all together, was it? And then they were looking for 15 and a potential system for five more to come through. Am I right in saying that?
Yeah. So there was 12. Yeah. Six of them were the English teams, weren't they? Um,
But you're taking 12 clubs that can't look after their own finances, and then they're going to look after a league as well. And
yeah.
you're going to put them in charge of another failure because
Yeah.
they can't even look after their own affairs,
No, it's ridiculous.
essentially.
I'm so glad it's over with now because it would have just completely ruined English football altogether.
Yeah, I seen John Henry's statement, the Liverpool owner, coming out very apologetic, and I'm very disappointed in myself. It's only me, not the rest of the team. And I
Yeah.
was just thinking to myself, no, you're just coming out now that it's been taken away from you,
Yeah.
and you're trying not to get a 12-point deduction next season or transfer ban or however it is they're going to punish you.
Yeah.
But I don't think they will punish any of them.
No, they probably won't, And they to be fair, why it was all trying to go ahead, the Premier League should have just gone. You know what? We're deducting like 20 points off of each of you.
Yeah. Well, what I did was there was a suggestion of 12 points,
Yeah,
which still gives them. And the reason being was a Man City 12 points ahead at the minute.
something like that. Yeah,
Yeah, so there's still a possibility if they go ahead and win everything that
yeah,
they can still win the league or get into a Champions League place as
mm,
long as they play consistently. But it's a 12-point deduction, and it could,
yeah,
if they don't play well, then it could ruin their season.
yeah,
But for me, someone had given a good shout. Just 2 years transfer ban,
yeah,
just affect them that way. The
yeah.
fans can still watch, but just take them off the transfer market for 2 years.
Suit me fine because we never do any transfer business anyway. So do you know what I mean? Arsenal, Kroenke doesn't care what happens at our club. Like I said before, when he probably didn't even know that we we're in an FA Cup final last season.
Yeah, well, how do you feel about it? Are you pushing for the 12-point ban or whatnot, knowing that it affect Arsenal?
Yeah, I totally, I would be all for that. I'd say whack him like Neville said, whack him to the bottom of the league. deduct their points or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Don't let them have the satisfaction that even though they got out of this league after the fans protested, you know, don't let them have the satisfaction that City are going to win the league, or United could win the league, or Chelsea or Tottenham could get into Europe and Arsenal could still get into Europe. Don't let them have that opportunity this season.
Well, yeah. Where would that put you if that was this season? Deduct 12 points from you?
So that we would probably be just above relegation, I think.
See, that's not
But
great, is it?
yeah, it's not great, but I think everyone should be punished. And it's like when you have kids, in it, you're going to punish them if they do something wrong and that you don't see fit that they shouldn't be doing. You're going to punish them, aren't you? You're not just going to go, oh, tap on the hand and don't do it again. That's it now, because they're going to do it again. You've got to set the rules straight. That's it.
You know what, right? All said and done, the points deduction and that sounds good. But if I won the league next year as an Everton fan, and it was off the back of someone else would have won it if they did not had 12 points took off them, I wouldn't feel like we won the league. Personally, mate, if it was me, I'd say we'll take 25% of your gate.
Yeah.
Every game.
Yeah.
And I'd feed it back to the lower clubs that are struggling after the whole COVID thing. I'd say if you want to stay in the Premier League, we're taking 25 or whatever percentage of the gate, and your Sky Sports fees, we're taking that as a standard, and we're going to feed it back to the lower league clubs that are struggling. You try to fuck them over, so you're going to pay towards that as a punishment. I feel like that's the best way it should work.
Yeah.
The whole thing is, it all filters down to them as well, and the grassroots. That's what they should do.
Yeah, definitely. I totally agree with it. I think I do think it's disgusting the way that City, Man United, and Chelsea are still in that top four. And all right, I can understand where they were coming from, because they were trying to do it from overall points from every team that's been in Europe in the past. Right.
No.
I mean, I didn't say it, you did. You know what I mean? But that's what we're all thinking, isn't it?
The thing is, though, I mean, Everton have had the past in terms of being a top club. Aston Villa, I mean, you could even go back and say teams like Notts Forest or something like that. They've all had big pasts. It's someone's trying to get in touch with me here. Just ignore that. But mate, it's just a matter of, it's just, I can't concentrate with that ringing now.
It's probably your missus. You've been doing that for 3 hours now.
I turned my mobile off, so probably is my missus. But yeah, I just don't feel like Tottenham necessarily deserve it as a huge club. I think they've just got the new stadium, and that's part and parcel of it. They know they can send fans over there and make a huge gate and that.
Because what I even said as well, all right, even if you were to go by trophies in Europe, two clubs there that haven't even won a trophy in Europe, which is Arsenal and City.
Yeah. So, I mean, you can make all the arguments you want.
Yeah.
I think they've approached clubs with big stadiums, big followings, because, I mean, Arsenal and City have got a big following. I think Tottenham's following's pretty good, but I think it's more the stadium. And as soon as you put them in there, how many does that stadium hold now?
I think it was like they did like 500 more than us or something. Like I'm sure it's like we've got like 60,000 or they've done like 1,000 more, like 61,000. Just
And then London as well. London as well. People will be in London and want to travel to London.
Yeah, so, and it's a NFL like stadium, isn't it? They're doing the NFLs there as well, so they make money through that, which is even more greed, to be fair.
Yeah, but it's one of them, mate. I just think the whole thing is a shambles from top to bottom, and the fact they did it all, closed doors and sort of sneaky stuff. dock them and give it back to teams that deserve it.
That's it. Yeah, greedy. Let's talk about anyway Everton versus Arsenal, because obviously it's this Friday. Looking at the table now, because obviously we've just had 2 games on. City won their game against Aston Villa, and Tottenham just won their game as well. Who did they play? Southampton. So that means Tottenham are now 6th. You've dropped but to 8th, which you're now 3 points ahead of us. And we're 9th.
Well, we took a point off Tottenham, a point off Palace.
Yeah.
And then let me think. I think we took a point off Brighton as well. So I took a point off Tottenham, point off Brighton, point off Palace. We've lost our mojo a little bit to some extent in terms of finishing teams off.
Yeah,
we lost to City.
You lost to Burnley. Burnley, you lost 2-1.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Chelsea 2-0. But yeah, it's.
I think it was West Brom last time we won, was it?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it
West
was.
Brom 5-2.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I just think it was just a poor run. I think once we had Chelsea and City.
Yeah.
I mean, Burnley wasn't a good result, but.
Oh, sorry, 1-0 against West Brom. 5-2 is when you beat them. Their first.
I was going to say, yeah. I didn't remember that, but I thought I was a drunk. But
every night, isn't it? Yeah.
But you know what? I think the pressure got to us a bit, because we were looking at maybe going to 4th, and we were proper in the mix for that. Like, I mean, we had the games in hand in Everton. We were just above Liverpool after beating them 2-0. And I don't know. I mean, we've had a couple of injuries and stuff like that, a couple of setbacks, but so is everyone else. So it's not really an excuse in any way, is it?
Yeah, because obviously after that, before that Chelsea defeat, you beat West Brom 1-0, you beat Southampton 1-0, you beat Liverpool 2-0. So you went on like a little bit of a run, and then it just kind of plummeted. I mean, like we always say on the podcast as well, it's like we're seeing now the normal, as we know, Everton go back down to like the mid-table section. But at the beginning of the season, we're all like, oh, bloody hell, Ancelotti's like just completely turned this around now.
Yeah, I think we can only move up one position if we win against you. Or I don't know if I don't know, after seeing the results tonight, I don't know if we'll go up. Because the Tottenham game, we weren't too bad. Michael Keane was at fault for both goals. I mean, it was unusual for him to have such a bad game. Rodriguez and Sigurdsson, it was between them two for man of the match for me. I mean, they look great. It's just, we need that complete side. I think maybe we'll look at a right back in the summer, and I think there's going to be a bit of a rebuild in terms of strengthening the side. But
it's going to be a close game to call, because even Arsenal, like, you know, like over the last game, over the weekend against Fulham, there's just something not there. There's no oomph there. Do you know what I mean? Like, all right, yeah, we got an equaliser, but against Fulham, we shouldn't be drawing against them games. I see Arsenal like fans say, oh yeah, brilliant, and then Nketiah came on, last kick of the game, scoring a goal. To be fair, quite frankly, I don't give a shit. I would, at them games, you should be walking away with 3 points.
Mate, we've had a couple of games like that this season. I mean, we were looking at maybe going towards 4th, and now it's going to be remembered as a season where we broke the doom that we had at Anfield. I think that's going to be the only thing we walk away with. I think we'll be lucky to get towards 6th. I mean, we've still got a game in hand which can put us back up. But yeah, I could see it being a bit of a board draw against us too, you know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It was a 2-1. We beat you first time round.
Yeah.
That was at home for us.
Yeah.
We've been good on the road.
Yeah. You have actually. You have, yeah.
We seem to play better when we don't have possession.
Yeah. I'm gonna wrap this up quite quickly anyway. Make it a little short one, because we've been spending too much time together. I'm not liking it, mate.
I'll be better to call him now.
Yeah. But let's before we end this, What's your prediction?
Um,
We'll have a little bet on this, yeah, because obviously when we meet up, we'll have a beer on it, yeah.
yeah, go on.
Yeah.
I'm going to say 1-1. I don't think after the performances we've had, we seem to be able to hold the draw, and I don't think yous are that great at the moment. I like Saka and that, but I don't think yous are looking much different from us. The only benefit we've got is we'll still have the game in hand, maybe.
You completely took my my scoreline away from me, so I'm gonna I'm gonna say 1-0 Arsenal. I'll have to go 1-0
Yeah.
Arsenal. Yeah. I do think it's going to be a draw though. To be fair, I maybe it might not. It might be goalless. It might be 0-0. But I want to stick to my guns and say 1-0. So
yeah, the one thing with us, we can always put a ball in the back of the net.
yeah,
I just think it's hard to put away the words to it. Sometimes we go out, we look fantastic. Sometimes we look shit. It's inconsistent.
Yeah,
it's inconsistent. I don't think it's any fault of Ancelotti's. I think he's just working with a squad that was mostly inherited. He's brought a few players in, but it just wasn't enough to just turn the tide over the entire season. When everyone was fresh and fighting for places, it looked good.
Yeah.
And I think now it's just sort of a bit of, not necessarily tiredness, but I don't know. I just think that we just need that extra few players. I mean, like we got a Iwobi from you. He's had some crackers this season and then some shockers. And I've got to make Declan, who I work with in Amphi, and he said to me he's the most inconsistent player he's ever seen. And he's an Arsenal fan. He's an Irish Arsenal fan.
Yeah.
And I have to agree with him. Like, you know, sometimes he looks great. And it's players like that, I think we just need to move on. I know Marcel Brands was talking about 14 players going out, whether it's end the contract or getting rid, to cut down the wage budget so they can make better buys. So, I mean, it's encouraging the start for Ancelotti, but I think we need another season, maybe 2, before we start hitting that top 4.
Yeah. All right then, mate. Well, thanks for coming on the One Way Football. Nice chatting to you. And don't forget to catch Neil on his YouTube channel, One Way Fighting, in association with One Way. And don't forget to like and subscribe to his channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe to One Way Football as well. And don't forget to check out as well. I've got DOMS. I've got one of the hats on now. I'll send the link in the description. You can click on it and go to the website and see all their gym gear, sportswear and stuff. I'm actually currently using their sportswear in the gym at the moment, trying to take off a few of these pounds here. I mean, this is a 2XL t-shirt, Neil, by the way. I'll get it in the 2XL. It was a 3XL before.
I heard you were sending me a trackie XL for free.
Yeah. And a 60-inch plasma.
Whatever I can get.
Exactly, mate. Well, thanks for coming on the show, mate. You take care.
No worries, man. Nice one for having me, mate.
Take care, mate.
One Way Football.